Welcome back, traders, to the Trading Blueprint. In today's video, we are going to be diving into the fascinating world of the BBMA strategy. We will explore in-depthly how Bollinger Bands and moving averages can be your secret weapon, our secret weapon for identifying trends and market volatility. So grab your notepads because we have a whole lot to cover. Without further ado, welcome to Trading Blueprint. Let's begin with an overview of the BBMA strategy. So as we know, the Bollinger Bands are dynamic price channels that expand and contract based on market volatility. They help us to identify potential breakout points and price reversals. Moving averages, on the other hand, smoothen out price fluctuations and provide trend following indicators. By combining these two powerful indicators and two tools, we can spot profitable trading opportunities, and that's what we are here to do. You may be thinking that, oh, my chart is not useful, it's not looking vibrant, but trust me, this strategy is going to blow your mind. And this BBMA strategy has several key components as case studies, which we are going to discuss on in-depthly because they are exactly what builds the strategy in our own point of view. So over here we have the BBMA strategy outline, which uses three indicators, which is the EMA 50, the moving averages. We need about 4 moving averages. Let's write this here. We need 4 moving averages, which I'll tell you how to set them up later. And last but not the least, actually is the least indicator we need the Bollinger Bands. With these 3 powerful indicators, we are going to create our strategy and be able to make some profit out of it. I'll show you how I did profit with these conditions. That's the extreme spree, momentum haul, and so it's time to set up our indicators. We go to insert indicators and we are going to add a moving average. On the first settings, please jot this down. We need the 50 exponential moving average. We set our apply to close and you can choose your preferable color. Now basically this is just for us to know the trend, how the market go. You can either use a trend line or EMA 50, but I prefer using EMA 50. That's just what we need this indicator for. And as you can see, we were currently in a downtrend, and I think we are turning over to an uptrend. That's what basically this EMA 50 indicator is what we will do. Now we add a second indicator, which is the Bollinger Bands, and we set it to our default parameters. Apply to close, and black is just universal. Now as you can see, our chart is already kind of looking a little bit messy, but don't freak out when I explain to you how you'll be able to take trades in this kind of mess. You appreciate it. So next we are going to add our moving averages. The first setting is apply a period to 5, and the method should be linear weighted, and apply to high. We should choose a lighter color because this is our 5 high, so we should have a light color. And as you can see on the chart, we have had our EMA 5 high on the chart. Now we add our second indicator, moving average. Then we change our period from 5 to 10. Same method, apply to high, and we change our color to a darker orange, so we'll be able to differentiate from the 5 high and the 10 high. So here we have a darker orange like color. Now the light one is the 5 high and the darker one is the 10 high. Please take note and jot it down somewhere if you're not familiar to remembering some things very fast, or if you're not like used to it, you have to just jot it down so you won't mess up your strategy. Now we add our next moving average, which is period should be 5, linear weighted, and apply to low. Then we change our color to another light color. I'm thinking of, okay, light sky blue will do. Now this light sky blue is my 5 low. As you can see, it's showing clearly on the chart. While we add our next parameter for the moving averages, period 10, same method, apply to low, and this time it should be a darker blue. This will give us the illusion and show us the different indicators, moving averages that are on my screen. So I'm not just looking at scattered lines here and there and oh god, I'm confused. I know exactly at what point I'm at 5 high, 5 low, 10 high and 10 low. And you can see it's clearly on the screen right here. So that's how we set our indicators, and it's time for us to know how to trade with it. We will study different conditions and know when to place a trade and take profits from the market. Now that we are done setting our indicators, it's time for us to study the first case and the first condition, which I call the extreme spree. Now this extreme spree is under two classification. Is either you extreme sell or you extreme buy. And right now I'm trading the uptrend, so I'm trading extreme sell. If you're trading the downtrend, you're trading extreme buy. Please take that down on a note so you not forget. The condition is simple. Anytime the MA 5 high passes the Bollinger Band, that's the top Bollinger Band, that is when the extreme sell order should be executed. MA 5 high, that is the moving average 5 high, the light orange, if I'm not mistaken, you sell. And this condition is so effective that you can trade it right over at the top. Anytime you sight this condition, you can trade it right at the top or right at the breakout of the moving average 5 high. And once you place a trade, you should be targeting moving average 10 low or moving average 10 high. That's how this condition works. Here we have down moving average 10 high as our TP1 and moving average 10 low as our TP2. Okay. Now when placing stop loss in this trade, we should not do anything more than 30 pips. 30 pips is the maximum you should risk, and always be careful and always save your money, guys. Always learn to compound and discipline yourself not to be greedy, and that's just the basic law of trading profitably. Now once we set our stop loss, targets one set to MA high, that's MA10 high, and second TP sets to MA10 low. That is basically what the extreme sell is all about. This will be the reverse case in the extreme buy. Just that you're going to buy, but it's the same condition. Once the low, that's the MA10 low, passes below the lower Bollinger Band, then we know that this is extreme buy. But right now I am doing an example for extreme sell. Maybe in another video I'll just show a quick example for extreme buy. So with that said, let's move forward to the next case of this BBMA strategy. Our next condition on our next case is the MHV, which is the momentum halt. And what about my momentum halt is simply when the new momentum candle cannot close below the top Bollinger Band. And if this happens concurrently, price has the potential to drop, which will place our sell order and TP at the tower. And as you can see, the first section, that is the extreme sell, could not be broken by this candle right here. This is the resistance. As you can see, our resistance, the new momentum candle, which is this candle right here, could not break through. And when this happens, we place our sell order immediately right at the position or the tip of the extreme sell high candle. And as you know, we will target, our first target should be the MA10 high rather. Let me just change this color. Okay, our MA10 high, and our second target should be the MA10 low. Now all these can happen concurrently, which is we have the extreme sell, from extreme sell to momentum, from momentum to CSK, and from CSK we have our grand momentum, which we will talk about later. This is just the momentum halt. As you can see, it cleared our profit. Mind you, we should always set a stop loss 30 pips maximum, nothing below, nothing above. So that's how we get this condition, and when you're trading this condition, make sure all these fall in place in order to avoid bad trades. With that said, let's look at the next condition which we have on our outline. So our third case and condition is what I call the CSK, that is the candlestick pot. And it comes in two conditions, which is the CSK sell or CSK buy. Well, this condition is when a new candlestick closes over the middle BB, that is the middle Bollinger Band, and the moving average is 5 or 10 low. An important condition is that we should not always sell our price, and we should wait for it to reverse to a certain level. That is, we should reverse to either the MA10 high or MA10 low before we take our trade. Right here we can see this candle clearly breaking the middle Bollinger Band and our MA5 or 10 high. Right at the top, it's had a full body closure, so it is a valid condition. If it is just a wick or a spike, then we don't classify that as a condition. So we wait for price to reverse to our entry, which is the MA10 high or MA10 low, we can either use them as entry 1 and entry 2. Then we place our trade right there. For major pairs like gold, our stop loss should be more minimized because it can have spikes and stop loss hunters. So always place a stop loss first at 30 pips, and for major pairs like gold, you can put maybe 40 pips and know how well you're going to trade and invest in that trade. Now for our profits, we are going to be targeting the MA5 high or MA5 low. That is our profit target, and as you can see, without wasting time, price hits the profit target smoothly. So that's how to trade the CSK candlestick port. You can either have candlestick sell or candlestick buy. But one thing you have to keep in mind is that for maximum trade, we wait for prices to reverse before we enter the trade on any CSK conditions. So we went from extreme sell to momentum halt, then now we are in candlestick pot. Next condition we are going to be studying is the momentum spray, and we can either have momentum buy or momentum sell. Now this condition for momentum buy is when the price crosses over the top Bollinger Band, which is full body closure. If it's just a spike, ignore. And another condition is the MA5 high or 10 any other indicators moving averages should be inside the Bollinger Band and the candle clearly breaks the top Bollinger Band. This is when our condition is considered tradable and valid. And notice that price has to retrace back to MA5 or 10 low before we can take a trade in this strategy, or rather condition. And if you can get a re-entry, you can change to a smaller time frame. Like right now I'm using the 1 hour. You can change to a smaller time frame to get more re-entries. Once you see a big move, it has little moves in 1 hour or smaller time frame. If you're using the 1 hour, you go to 15 minutes. If you're using the 4 hours, you go to the 1 hour. Now we're going to place our trade right, and now stop loss not more than 30 pips, and our TP should be at the MA5 high or MA5 low. Sorry. Okay. Now, as we can see that price always repeats itself from momentum to re-entry to momentum to re-entry. It's just for you to know the certain conditions that you're going to trade on and the certain cases that you want to focus on to be able to enjoy this strategy. And I'm telling you that this strategy has been something that I have been studying for the past few days, and I can really see that it is really worth it in the end if you learn it in-depthly. Always remember to put your stop loss and trade with caution. Now, before we end the video, let's take a look at this live example. And I took this trade some few days ago, so I'll just show you how I did it. And you can see it's the latest end of the chart. So what condition did I use? As I checked, I saw a momentum spree, which is what I call momentum buy. Mind you, our EMA 50 is moving to the uptrend already, so I am very clear of having a reversal. Right there, I took my entry. Immediately, the price reached my reversal point, which is that MA 10 I. Once I took my trade, I put my stop loss 30 pips, and I was ready to do other activities of the day and I just forget about the trade. Mind you, if 4 hour is too congested for you, you can always go to the smaller time frame where everything will be clearer, and maybe I can drop a video on how to multi-time frame and the rest. Well, that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoy. Please like, subscribe, comment, and see you guys in the next video.